Shalom Israel, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostle, elder bishops, great millstone. Much salutation to the brothers, teaching the word for the hopeful elect, soon to be the elect, most high will to the hopeful extended elect, Shalom, blessings. We're at the end of the world, and there's a lot of stuff going on. I just wanted to, just a quick note of the apostle posting the new moon, which is Apostle Ramlab. His page is gmsinfo. Channel 112. 12. Subscribe to all the GMS Apostle Elder Bishop said be greatly edified. So, March the 18th, Wednesday Eve to Thursday Eve. Also, the Passover is coming up. So that's a solemn assembly. It's a solemn sanctuary. It's it's a serious matter. Along with all the high holy days and the Sabbath. We're in serious times, so and it's like I just wanted to mention, and we know the scriptures, but I'll get it. Keep the Sabbath holy. It says Exodus 31:14, ye shall keep the Sabbath therefore, for it is holy unto you. And we talk about it all the time. High holy days is what keeps us separate from the world. They got their holidays, we got our holy days. So it's definitely holy means separate. So it's separate from worldly activity, worldly pleasures. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever do any work therein, the soul shall be cut off from among his people. So an example of a Sabbath day, no buying or selling. And of course, I wanted to mention too, when we have these high holy days, and especially the Passover coming up, definitely on the left-hand side, there's going to be a counteract method of how they deal. And, it's usually, and they know that we're out there in highways and byways. They know the prophecies. So they'll try to upset prophecy. Like always, they'll try to upset the balance, and they'll do some wicked things on those particular days, even the days that they have for themselves. So there's definitely things going on. Sometimes dates line up with, blood moon or eclipse and alignment of planets, different things like that. And we all know, brothers know that's in the truth, know what Passover means and what it is, and we hope we exempt, like Ezekiel 9:4. Hope we exempt from the destruction that's coming to displace America. It's the core in some places, and over other side gonna be hit and destroyed. We hopefully we exempt from this major destruction, judgment coming to this place, Ezekiel 9:4. And you got to read about that story about the Moses and the blood on the doorpost, and relating to this day, to where the chariots are going to pass over and beam the elect up and the rest not. In the hopeful elect, we always include the multitude. So that's very serious, man, because if you're left here, you're basically fried goods, man. You know, fried, dyed, and laid to the side. So these things we look forward to and know about, you know, to prepare ourselves for, get into the mind of it. And we should always be in the mind of, you know, especially in this time of war in the last days, Jacob's trouble coming, MOTB, should always be in the mind of the Most High keeping us and the Spirit not being taken away from us, and us holding our crowns. You know, we're going to get a literal crown, but with this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, Most High opened the door through Yahweh Shai to have a crown. Crown with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, to maneuver through these times, get through these times, understand these times. You know, and what our people are doing, trying to mix the truth with folly. Now that they have the truth, know that the Israelites, you know, and a lot of these celebrities are waking up and they're basically making the truth folly for others that learn about it. You know, they don't say the name, and that's real suspect. You know, someone that don't say the name, Salaki, don't say the name of the Lord. You know, and because look, all those celebrities. Tell me one of these celebrities that say the name of the Lord, that have said the name of the Lord. One celebrity, and I'm talking about the ones that we know that know the truth. Not one of them, because they know they'll get blackballed. I know they might get taken off the earth. You know, they might get all their money might get taken away from them. So, you know, they trimming their ways for love, to seek love. And that's not of the Most High, man. So they'll fall back into the world thinking they're still Israelites by the Spirit. What I mean by that is Most High dealing with you, because, you know, there is a bloodline, there's a going back to your fathers. But there are Israelites that don't have the Spirit of the Most High, that don't say His name, honor His name, His Son's name. So, you know, likened to these celebrities, not one of them that I've heard say the name Yahweh Shai. Yet they say they're in the truth, and then they still worship Christmas and still get tattoos, still smoke weed. So Most High, they're gonna, you know what? Most High is gonna use them as wood to the fire, man. He's gonna use them as missile food, and for the, you know, and even before that, for Jacob's trouble, and certain prisons out there, private prisons, wild beasts. What else? You know, the earth swallowing men up. The cold, the heat. You know, men looking to take other men out. Hostage situations. Madness. Men sparing, madmen sparing none. Draft, go to war. So it's not over yet, man. You know, and have to suffer, and it says suffer patiently. It says suffer, uh, rejoice in thy affliction, because we didn't go into the world. We didn't take the MOTB. Most High will, we say. But that's a reason to rejoice. It's a reason to rejoice right now, not be tied into the world. You know, not to be looking at this war all sideways like we don't know what it is. Looking at prophecies like, you know, I don't know if I believe. So the Most High put the Spirit in us to believe and to see things, you know, whether they believed or not by the people around the world, especially here in America. So these things do matter. And we say we keep the best laws to the best of our ability. But yeah, and it's many scriptures about the Sabbath and keep ourselves unspotted from the world. You know, that's all through the New Testament. But that's keeping yourself holy, man. It says, James 1:27, pure religion and undefiled before the Most High and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction and to keep himself unspotted from the world. And let's say this, man, common sense, man, common logic. We're dealing with what men should know, you know. Not addressing the women because they don't really have logic on that level as a man, or thinking power on that level as a man. As far as studying, as far as grasping things to especially when it comes to spiritual, you know, they think spiritual is a feel good thing. They think it's when you feel happy and you feel. It's not that. So, you know, we all know what makes sense and what doesn't. Man, he'll come against another man's religion, but when he does come against another man's religion, he doesn't make sense himself. So that man shouldn't be believed and shouldn't be followed with his religion. You know, because everybody adds stuff up. That's why they, I don't want to talk. I'm about to end it, but that's why they do investigations about things, studies about things. I mean, if that's the case, then what's the use of doing any of this? You study, you get educated, so to speak. You have knowledge, and you apply it, and then whatever doesn't add up or make sense, you throw it away. It's just like the food that gone bad. You can't eat that. You gotta throw it away, and then you might have to start over. If you're a farmer, you have to start over with your crops. You have a bad crop coming in, you be like, damn man, all my crops went bad. Some animal ate them, the locusts, whatever. You gotta start back over. But you're still grounded and you're still knowledgeable to know how to do those type of things. And that applies to any kind of wisdom, man, any kind of knowledge. But this is the top knowledge. This is the top wisdom of the earth, coming straight from the Bible, out of the prophet's mouth. And that's why when we talk about high holy days and we talk about these principles, these laws, these things that we must do to please the Most High, it makes perfect sense, man. Because without it, there's another whole left side that we already see where it gets you and where it gets our people. It's not profitable, it's not sound, and it basically leads to death, because there's no in between. It's life or death, right or wrong, love or hate, war peace. Um, and you got the high holy days and you got the holidays on their side, and all this other stuff that they celebrate, 4th of July, Halloween, and all that BS. So that's another reason why we keep the Sabbath. It's because it's in the Bible, but it makes perfect sense. Anyway, that's it. Shalom. Hope it's edifying.